RC After Dark live. Let me know that you can hear us, please. Live chat. Hey Sheldon, how are you? There we go. I can see the chat. Let me know if you guys can hear me. I'm going to try and get this up on the TV. Oh, there we are. Got to find the stream. Get this up on the TV. Oh, there we are. I can hear myself. Hey, Kyle. Awesome. Welcome to the second one of January 2025.
It's the last one of January.
David, perfect. Nice to see you. Let me flip this around. Sorry, guys. Woo! It's like earthquake.
Trembling?
Yeah. Jeepers.
As bad as...
Oh my gosh. I'm so sorry.
You're bad as Ward?
Yeah, it's not Ward on the camera, it's me. All right, welcome everybody. We have some cool things. Stacy from Thailand. Klaus, how are you? Hopefully you're doing okay. All right, guys.
Watching from the hangar in the sky, yeah.
A little bit of summary for everybody. We got some fun things happening tonight. Some fun things happening tonight. A little bit of summary for everybody. We just hit 2,000 subscribers on this channel, which is super cool. I'm excited for that. Thank you if you're watching and you're here. If you are watching, make sure you give this video a thumbs up. There should be a button down below for a thumbs up. Also, if you're not on Facebook, Klaus is here, and Klaus's dad passed away this week. And we're definitely going to miss Kelly a lot. And he's going to be missed by many, many people. And it was rough, for sure. So hopefully you're doing okay, Klaus. Give your mom a hug for me. And I don't think Patrick's going to be on here, but yeah. So hopefully, Patrick, you're doing okay as well, too. And yeah.
Same for me.
So we've got some fun things happening tonight. We have an unboxing here. Obviously, I might have snaked you a little bit. I threw it out on social media. I did not directly say, but I said maybe the F4 arrived. Well, it's not. It's obviously not an F4 in here. It's a much smaller box. So yeah, we're going to be doing the unboxing and also switching Jeti switches tonight. We'll take a look at the F15 as well too. And we did some cleanup in the hangar. So I really want to get the unboxing done first. And the reason I want to do the unboxing first is this is my plane. And I picked it up yesterday. And it's been really hard leaving it sitting here in the box.
Yeah,
and I really want to see
No,
it.
he's been
got willpower.
He's been vibrating all day.
Shit.
That's why I wanted to save it for the video, because I knew it would make me want to keep it in the box. So anyways, we'll do a quick shoot around the shop here first. Maybe we'll do that first. Then we will do our unboxing, and then we'll get into the Jeti video. F15 video came out today as well too. Thank you everybody for watching the F15 video. It's gotten, I think it's up to 10,000 views already today, which is fantastic. Yeah, the glacial is almost done, so you'll see on the channel, the regular channel, the next, I think 3 videos is going to be all the glacial. There's a couple things left to do on it, but it's going to be completed here maybe by tomorrow, but very, very soon. The Roban helicopter is going to continue again. The F100 from BVM, which is right there, we'll take a look at it. That's going to be in progress now. The F15, we're kind of gathering parts for it now. That will start, the build on that will start probably mid-ish February. And we'll throw the Rebel Hot in there. Rebel Hot, I don't think I'm going to video it just because I already did a Rebel Hot in 2024. Maybe I'll do a summary video on it or something, but this one's going to be set up different than our previous Rebel Hot. And Lancer's done as well too. Last Lancer video was just on Wednesday. So yeah, so let's take a quick look around everything. I'm going to make you guys wonky here for a second. We'll take a look at the comments here in a little bit, but let me flip you around. So there's the F100 sitting on its piece of foam and getting ready to move into the shop. There's our unboxing today. Oh, and if you didn't catch it already, that's my Rebel Hot that I ordered. So yeah, F100. There's the F15. We'll come back to it in a second. It's massive. So I did some rearranging in the shop here. We had a bunch of what is that plane? T-33 stuff sitting on a table over there. We had T-33 stuff sitting on a table over there. We've cleaned all of that stuff up. And part of that was to get this rack moved a little bit more centered on the door. And the F15 is there. It looks really silly on that rack.
Like the size difference.
Yeah.
The T-33 can be a drone off that one and just drop down and fly.
Russell, turn around for a sec just to get some comparison of size. Like it's
Even makes Russell look small.
It's crazy.
For this, round and through.
Crazy. Awesome.
That was huge.
What were we saying here? The graphic on the wall.
It's because you had it.
Oh, I had it backwards. Yeah, I had it on the. I had it on the facing me mode. Yeah, glacial right here. So just today we finished up the wings. We've got the motor plate mounted, gears mounted. So wings are done. So there's, mounting wheels, pants, putting the motor in, that kind of stuff left. So there's still a fair bit to do, but there's the heli. Nothing's changed there. This is all glacial parts. There's the F-15 wings.
They're huge, right?
So, yeah, I will.
Size comparison.
You're gonna go here. I'll go stand there.
I can follow it.
So,
Take a look how stubby but those suckers are.
so we just ordered wing bags for these this week. With Revit, the wing bags go up as the material gets increased, right? The wing bags for this one is, actually I was quite surprised at how expensive they were. Maybe David doesn't want to hear that since he's on right now, but yeah, there's the F-15 wings, super cool. And yeah, there's our other stuff. So we've got the Atom, which is all wrapped up. The BVM, not the BVM, the BDX, I will be putting smoke on it very soon. And we also got a lighting kit from Sky Candy. So we'll be putting some lights on the BDX as well too. So I think I'm going to put the leading edge lights on and landing gear lights, so on nose and all the wheels.
That would look nice.
Yeah, I think I'm going to put that on. So, David, why are you crying? I saw a tear.
He doesn't want to know the price.
Oh, the price of the F-15 wings, yeah. Don't cry, David. It's only money. Stephen, John, does the F-15 have formation lights? No. There we go. So I think I'm all caught up on stuff. Yeah, so that is basically a little tour around. So we got more room here now, my little fireplace, which is nice.
When it gets cold.
And yeah, and then getting rid of that table in the middle here was really nice because I'm actually really digging this rack. We brought this rack in for painting some projects, and now that those projects are done, it's super handy to hang wings on. Yesterday I had like 2 sets of wings, so the F-15 and these 2 wings, some booms, just a bunch of stuff. It was great. So, and yes, you definitely get what you pay for with bags. Revit are the best bags out there. We are a Revit dealer, Revoc dealer. So if you do need a set of bags, I know a lot of you guys on here have ordered bags from me. You can either deal directly through Revit or you can come through me as well too. So, no, the F-15 did not get armament. It's just plain wings, no pylons, no nothing. So, yeah, let's unbox
Yeah, the
Kyle.
Rebel Hot.
Kyle said, are the heated floors not enough for the frozen Canadian nights? No, they're actually, the heated floors are really good.
Hey, I got my socks on.
Yeah, the problem with the heated floors is, it's not really a problem with the heated floors.
No.
If I work out in the morning, this is kind of dumb, But if I work out in the morning, I'm like super hot all day. And if I don't work out in the morning, then I'm freezing all day. So a lot of times I'll go to my regular job, I'll come home, and I'll actually be brutally cold, and it's like 20 degrees, which is 72-ish in here in the shop, and I'm just cold, so I turn the fireplace thing on, and it's great. But no, and the other thing too is like right now, if the floors are or the shop is at 20 degrees, and you turn it up to 22, it's going to take an hour or so for the concrete to warm up and for everything to heat up. So that's the reason for it. So, and yes, it'll fly better with no weapons. What were the gray boomerang looking wings that were in the last few videos? Just a special project. Nothing that we can really expand on too much. There we go. So I think we're all caught up. If there was some questions earlier, Ward's looking on his phone, so you guys can.
I'll get the questions over there.
Perfect.
So we can turn it around too for get better picture.
Sure. And while we're unboxing this, if you guys have any questions, ask away. And there's going to be no video on the regular channel for the Rebel Hot. So. If you guys are watching this, this is the only video that's going to be out there. So, yeah, let's do this. Excited.
You gotta cut the teeth.
All right.
I figured it was a CARF by the big sticker on it because mine won't show it.
Well, the Rebel Hot's kind of funny because I remember this from my last one. It's such a... it's really not this big of a plane, but the thing is the vertical stab is not removable, right? So you've got the fuselage really doesn't take up a lot of the box, but it's a huge, like once we get the box off, you'll see it. But it's a lot of box for a little bit of plane, so. There we go.
Yeah, Klaus says weapons add a lot of drag and unnecessary weight.
Yeah, they do. I mean, they look cool, but
Good
it's
for static,
yeah, for static, it's nice.
but not best for flying.
Can you, do you want to grab this other side, Ward?
Yep. Okay, and we get down here.
No, there's like, yeah, this is the over box.
Yeah, so I'm trying to use my fingers to push it down.
Shaky. It's the CARF shaky.
Oh. Okay, I got it.
I always like this.
Super cool. All right.
I like it already from what I see in the colors.
So this is what the box looks like. So there's a lot of empty space in these Rebel Hot boxes because, again, the fuselage is that long and the tail comes almost right up to the top. So, well, let's do the wings first since they're right here.
Oh, are those tiny? Nice.
Cool.
Look at the metallic in it.
So the scheme I got was this is the
Infinity scheme.
Yeah, Infinity scheme with the orange switched to magenta. The Infinity scheme's cool because the metal flake is just gorgeous.
You got the metal flake and the
Yeah, and the gray
the
too.
lighter side of
black,
RC scheme.
But this and that.
Yeah, so
The lighter side of RC
it's
scheme.
yeah, well it's really actually it matches the
Yeah.
It does.
the color perfect. So
It does.
when I'm looking at this in the TV, it looks more pinky in the TV.
Yeah.
Right? No. Yeah. So it's actually it's a darker, well, it's called magenta, but it's a darker purple than what's showing up on my TV. Your screen, phone, camera, or TV, whatever you're watching, might be a little bit different. So
Yeah, it's a
Couple
little.
shades darker
Yeah.
than when it shows up on TV.
so that's the wing. I think the horizontal stabs on the Infinity scheme, yeah, they're just
Look
black.
how small they are.
So they're just the darker silver color.
Are they tiny?
And we're putting a Chikoi X95 in this
Oh
plane.
my God, that's gonna be a lot.
A lot of guys fly this thing on a 45.
Really?
They fly great on a 60 or a 70, and
Jeez.
we just can't do that. So
David says his X20, his hot has X70.
Yeah, his
With
has
fuel
a
bags.
his has a Chicoy 70 with fuel bags.
Yeah.
So second vertical stab or horizontal stab, sorry.
Klaus wants to know what engines are we going to put in? Are you going to put in the F15?
The F15 is getting twin Chicoy 240s, yeah.
Some real
So-
powerhouses.
Well, he guessed twins 220s, but 240s.
So second wing matched to the first.
And it's got the metallic on the bottom.
Yeah, really nice.
Oh, in the sunlight.
I love the infinity
Oh,
scheme.
yeah, I do too. Especially when you can match the colors like that.
Yeah. When I like my Rebel Classic, the red one, but every time I see Stacy's, his is the standard infinity one. I'm always just like, oh, but now I've got an infinity one. So
I liked it.
yeah, really nice. Very, very nice.
Very nice.
We do have a set of Electron gear coming for this, so we're not using the JP gear as well. That's another
What is
thing.
it, 40 year?
30s.
30. They make a 30.
Yeah.
David says, Jonathan, will you modify the canopy with a latch and pilot tube?
Yes, the canopy is going to get modified just like our regular Rebel Classics. So we'll have a pitot tube in the nose. There'll be a latch just like we do on our Rebel Classic.
Just like you did for Dave's. Just
Exactly.
Like I did for mine.
I'll show you guys what I'm talking about
It's
here.
so nice. You don't have that stupid rod.
Nick said the way Russell stroked the wing. So this on our Rebel Classic, this is our canopy latch, right? So the pin goes up into the canopy just like the metal pin goes all the way through. And then we've got a pitot tube in the nose here, which, yeah, it's a great setup.
Those are some sweet colors on that, man. When you get that in the sunlight, it's gonna look so nice. It's gonna look so nice.
So we got hardware bag, which isn't very much with this guy.
They always give you a good hardware.
We're supposed to have a CARF pipe and tank. I'm assuming those are coming separate. So yeah, there's all this, the normal hardware stuff. And this guy. So I think we'll put the box back together.
David says, excellent, he hates the dipstick.
What?
David says, excellent, he hates the dipstick
Oh yeah.
on his hot.
Yeah, no, yeah. I do not like the dipstick at
David,
all.
yours has the, is that David?
Yeah.
Yours,
David has-
yours doesn't have the pitot tube in the nose?
No, the John Deere one you made had the pitot tube.
Yeah, but I'm talking, he's got a Rebel Hot too.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
All right, this I'm excited for too.
That should look really nice.
Carl wants to know what servos are you putting in that F15 XXL?
The F15, we are putting MKS 599s everywhere, and the nose is going to be a 9930. So again, MKS. The nice thing about the 15 is it's actually a pretty simple plane. The 15, the real 15 does not have leading edge slats, so that eliminates a lot of stuff on the plane. So it's almost like setting up a sports jet, right? You've got 8 servos all around with the 2 verticals and a nose steering servo. So it's actually not that bad at all. We'll be going with a Jeti Central Box 320 in there. Again, just because it's a fairly simple plane. I did a little bit of initial figuring out, and I think we'll end up with 18 channels and 18 functions, and that's also with a operational canopy as well. So,
That's not all that bad.
yeah.
You have one for the pitot tube, one for that. Yeah, that's pretty good.
All right, bubble wrap party, halfway done.
Whoa, David says no, was not approved.
What?
David, we came back, we were talking about the servos on here, on the X15, and he says, no, the servo, was not approved. Yeah. That's what David comes back and says, no, was not approved.
You mean the MKS 599s?
Yeah, I think so.
What? I think you're confused.
We missed half the conversation there, David.
Walked out from the Canary elevator
Oh.
with Ray Paper. Oh, my.
He meant the pilot tube on his Hot Rebel, sorry. There's a whole
Pitot
bunch-
tube.
Yeah, there's a whole bunch of different conversations going on here.
Ward. Ward, say pitot tube.
Pitot.
Pitot tube.
Pitot.
Yes, not pilot tube.
I'm just going about here.
You
That is
slide that stuff out of the
Okay,
way.
reading it.
That is super.
Yeah, and the
Awesome.
underside should, because the wings are black on the underside too, so it'll be all dark on the underside.
That'll be easy to see.
Yeah,
Nice.
very nice. There's a delay on the TV, so I think this is showing up well.
Oh.
Very cool.
Yeah, the colors are a little softer on the screen.
Yeah, yeah,
It's like a couple shades
nice.
darker in the pink from the TV.
Yep.
Very cool. Fun
Really?
little sports jet.
Ever since we saw Andy with that silver metallic,
Oh, the stuff's in there already.
everything's in there?
Yeah.
David
had
wants
no
to know,
idea.
are you maidening that in Tucson?
It will be maidened in Tucson,
Oh, the tank.
middle of March. Yeah, I was surprised actually. I thought all this stuff would be shipped separately, but it's all in there.
People are really liking the scheme.
Can't hear you.
Everybody's really liking the scheme.
Oh.
They just say awesome.
Thanks, guys.
It's really nice that the guys at CARF, like Raymond, will actually swap them out, and they actually give us a layout of it, what it looks like before it even goes into production.
Yeah, you get a PDF schematic drawing of what it looks like. So
That is really nice.
one of the interesting things with the Rebel Hot is the pipe size. So
How short that.
generally, if you are putting a 45 in this plane, this pipe is way too big for a 45 size engine. So it's actually way more suitable to have like a 95 or a 70, a 60s even. This is a big pipe for a 60. So, but for a 95 engine, this fits beautifully. And what I'll do is I'm gonna grab the 95 and I'll show you guys how well it actually just drops in there. It's pretty,
Sits on the rails?
it's crazy how perfect it fits.
That kind of power, you're going to be able to set it on its tail and launch.
Yeah, it's going to be pretty fun.
Oh, it'll just jump off the ground.
Well, it's 13 pounds, and this engine has 22 pounds of thrust. So
Yeah, it's,
It's a pretty big tank. It looks like it's a 2-liter tank. I think I have a similar tank, a smoke tank.
so if you want to bring that camera
Yep.
inward.
I'll bring it closer.
So here's the 95, and the 95 is a tiny little engine, right? But this just, it's like
Sits right on the rail.
perfection. So you use the outer holes, the outer 2 holes per side, but it's awesome how well it fits in there. So
Oh, it looks like it.
yeah, like it belongs in there. You put a 45 in there, or it's just like, it looks like it's way too small.
Looks like a little hair dryer motor.
And then like the one we built on the channel, we had 2 pipe options. We ended up using the stock pipe because we went with a 60, I think. And the little pipe that they included, or that the other owner bought, was like, it was tiny. So yeah, it's a cool setup.
This tank is going to be a lot of capacity for that.
Yeah, it'll be good. I think it's 2.5 liters or 2 liters or something.
It's a lot of capacity.
Maybe it's 1.8. I can't remember, but it's a lot for anything. So yeah,
It's going to be going up there and staying
tank
up
will sit
there.
right there. So yeah, it's cool. We're gonna do the normal setup on this plane. So all the interior will be painted. It's gonna be a hidden setup. So it'll be a cover plate up top here, 1 battery to rule them all.
Yes.
So it'll be 1 5,000 milliamp 2-cell LiPo, just like our bigger Rebel, and that will power everything in the plane.
With an auxiliary battery.
That's that is a stock fuel tank, right? Because people are
Yeah,
asking
stock
about
fuel
that.
tank. The one we built on the channel, we use the CM Jets tank, which sits over top of the wing tube. And it was like 1.2 liters, so a lot less capacity. But for this size engine, this fuel tank is going to be perfection.
That's a good size comparison for the engine.
So yeah, excited. It's going to be a fun little plane.
7 minutes out of that.
Yeah.
Easy.
Looks like, well, Dean says it would be great to see some fuel bag setups in Rebels.
Yeah, it's
It's coming. It's coming, Dean. It's coming.
we unfortunately here in Canada they're not approved yet. I don't know when or if they'll ever get approved, but there's people constantly working on it. So
On the CARF forum, there's been guys talking about it, taking out that black former in the middle on the Max and the Pro to put a fuel cell in, and they're like, one of the guys says, don't take it out or else you take out all the structure.
so yeah, that is the that's their new Rebel Hot. Cute little thing, hey?
They did such a nice paint.
They did, really nice.
Yeah, unfortunately,
Metallics are so hard to paint.
the camera's not doing that paint job justice.
What? No, I know.
It's not. It's just,
It doesn't pick up the metallic at all.
So you got big metallic
Yeah.
and the silver and fine in the black.
Yeah. And then the canopy is different because the canopy is
Yeah,
isn't
there
in between.
whatever- Yeah. Is there whatever that they always paint the canopy?
Yeah.
Stacy goes, oh, nice. He wants to know one battery.
Of course, Stacy.
Remember, it'll fall out of the sky.
One battery.
He says, Sheldon Campbell, that's my max. I'm going to leave the former and put the bag right behind it sideways. Oh, that's Sheldon's. Yeah, okay. So I saw that on the forum. They were talking about taking it out. If you actually put a wing bag or fuel bag sideways behind there, you should get at least 5 liters. They were talking about online on the
Yeah,
website.
I was reading that on Facebook, right?
Yeah, because there's enough space in there sideways. You could easily put one in.
Yeah.
Easily.
Yeah.
Oh, they got rid of their brown
Phenolic would.
phenolic tabs, and now they're carbon.
Oh, so they ran out of the material and had to go to new stuff. That's all right.
Oh, still the brown stuff back there, but carbon everywhere else.
And Nick is telling you, Russell, to stop stroking his plane. It's not your
Not
plane.
stroking.
Don't stroke it anymore.
Stop stroking the
Oh, I
plane.
can't help it. I just like the. That is such. That looks.
Let Jonathan do the stroking of his
Carbon
plane.
wing tube,
That is so.
carbon stab tube.
That is going to look so nice in the sun.
Yeah. The metallic just.
Yeah, even like this, like even when you fly it, you'll be able to see up from down easy with the black on the bottom. I mean, nice.
Wow.
Cool. That's a fun little bird.
I mean, yeah, those elevators are so small.
Get the wings on it, then hold it up in the air.
Cool. Oh, we still got lots of time. I was thinking we're gonna run out of time to do the
Oh, no.
Jeti stuff, but that'll be quick.
Yeah.
What size? I mean, that is really small in there.
Maybe we should put this on the Lukey stand.
See how small that hole is for the servo? That's tiny.
So yeah, on this one we'll be using MKS 747s, which is a
And that will fit in that
outstanding
little. That
servo.
will fit
Yep.
there.
Yeah.
That is so small.
Yeah, the 747s make this an absolute rock solid setup.
And they are well proven servo for this. Yeah.
Klaus asks, how is the new DS24 working?
The new DS24 is awesome, Klaus. I love it. It's been a real treat to work on.
Klaus has got a really good 16. You don't need to upgrade yet.
No, he's got a 24.
Does he have a 24? I
Yeah.
thought he got the 16. Klaus did.
No. Ooh. Nice wing joint, CARF.
Steven says John didn't realize the size of the F-15 until he saw Nez walking through the jet.
Yeah, exactly.
It was Nez approved.
Inspecting the insides.
As original.
15,
Yeah, it's,
sorry.
I think the 15 is going to be, well, the 15's, it's longer than the 14 is, especially once you get the nose cone on. But the 14 is wider, right? So the 14 is a lot girthier in the midsection, but the 15 I think is about a foot and a half longer than the 14 XL is. So
Man, that looks so nice.
yeah,
With, oh.
Yeah.
very nice.
Don't even want to put a sticker on it.
Good job, CARF.
Yeah, I guess Klaus has his dad's 24.
Perfect.
Yeah, that's the same generation as mine, the Gen 1.
The Blacky Black 24.
Yeah, that.
Yeah, 24G1.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good radio too. Really good radio.
And Nick goes and says, wait until Luna walks through it. Walks through the plane. Everybody
Cool.
seems to really like the size of that plane.
So it actually has no hole. Well, there's the rod.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, there she is. They did a great job on the fitting of this thing. Wow.
Yeah, they must have had fresh molds because boy, the lines are tight.
Yeah.
The joints.
Like my Rebel's not, it doesn't look like that.
You must
My
have been
Rebel Classic.
You must have been at the end of the usage of that mold. Yeah.
That's
well,
beautiful.
The tolerances slowly get out every one
Wow.
that they pull out.
Yeah.
Yeah, good job, CARF. You guys did a great job. If one of you guys watches this,
Andreas, Riemann,
beautiful.
Mike Conley.
beautiful job. Nice little Rebel. That's a cute little plane. Very cool. Awesome.
You get a lot of yas about that.
Oh.
Yeah.
All right, so
Gromit wants to know, is it worth trading his DS24 Gen 1 for the Gen 2?
Depends.
that's
How
a
much money you
tough
have
one.
and all that stuff.
Honestly, Kyle, I would. Yes, I'm inclined to say yes. The camera's better the other way.
Yeah.
There you go.
No, I just,
Did you see that?
yeah, he didn't have to, just sitting there going, come on.
There he is. There he is. Sorry, Ward.
I mean, flying isn't going to make a difference, obviously.
You get more features.
But-
you really do get more features.
Like,
Fine.
I
features.
really like the screen. I like the adjustability of the sticks on the front. You guys will see tonight when we pull the back plate off how easy it is to switch stuff out. So in my opinion, yes, it is. Yeah, for sure. So my answer to that, Kyle, is yes. It is. It is worth it for sure. All right, so I'm not going to pull out my Jeti tools just because I don't really want to pull them out of the bag.
RC Flyer 2001 says, Jonathan, are you bringing your new Rebel Hot to MT and the F-15?
Yes, so the plan with planes, guys, is so going to Tucson, which is middle of March, we're going to bring down the BVM F100, which is behind you guys. There'll be a Rebel Classic for David, possibly a second Rebel Classic, and that's the stuff for David. I'll be bringing my Rebel Hot, which will get done quickly. I'm actually planning on bringing probably 4 of my planes. So I'm going to bring the BDX, the small BDX, my Atom, and my Rebel Hot. I might bring my Rebel Classic, but that's, if I have to leave one at home, that's the one that's going to stay at home. I haven't flown my BDX much. Haven't flown the little BDX very much at all, obviously. We just showed up in the wintertime. Atom, of course, is new. Rebel Hot is new too. So yeah, we'll have all those in Tucson. And then going to Montana, we're going to have the F-15.
Before you know, Klaus says Montana Jets is canceled for the summer due to him moving to Florida and club politics.
Okay. Well,
I booked my time off for that.
that might change things then.
Yes.
The summer due to moving.
We might be going to Billings event then. We'll see.
Moving to Florida? Who's moving to Florida?
Close.
Yeah, so that's the plan with Tucson is, and that's the March event. So also planning on going to, there's an event in Texas at the beginning of October. I've been chatting with the event organizers, so
It's a good place to go to.
not 100% confirmed yet, but that's the plan as well too. So I'll probably be in Texas beginning of October, and I'm going to drive down there, I think is the plan. So we'll see how that goes.
This can be about as far as like going to Tucson.
It's almost the same. It's like Tucson is like 2,500 kilometers. Texas event is like 27. So yeah, it's pretty much the same.
Yeah, Klaus says, sorry guys, nothing he can do. The club doesn't want to have the event. And yes, I'm going to Florida. Boeing laid me off.
Oh,
New
wow.
job. Sorry about-
Crazy.
Well, hope it's a better job.
Yeah.
God.
All right, guys. So
Jeez.
we are going to open up the Jeti transmitter and change some switches. That's the point. I need a hunk of foam.
What at the back of these? Are these hexes or are they special
They're the normal Torx ones.
torques? Whatever, like
My
35s or 30s or something like that?
No, they're smaller.
Shit. No jets over Montana. Damn it.
Yep.
Okay.
That said, I booked the time off, so have to find something else to go to that week.
All right. So the switches I'm switching. Is this showing up on the?
Yes, I just adjusted it for that. You're in there fully, and
Radio?
radio's in there too.
Okay. So the switches we're switching out, basically, I took my flight mode switch, flap switch, and I switched that. I can't remember what I switched it for this switch here. So this one is good now. When we were doing the Atom, I took my 3-position switch from here and switched it out with these two. So they're swapped over. So now this is a 3-position switch, and I still want this to be a 3-position switch. So we're going to switch out, that's SA. We're going to switch out SE for a locking switch, because this is what I use for my on-off on my radio. And then we are going to switch out the SG switch, this one here. Now, generally, I would always have a 2-position switch here, but I got some different options in on these switches. So we have some fun choices here, and I got more switches than I need, so we've got options. Thank you.
Pull it back a little bit, that way. I want to keep you in there too, you know.
I don't need to be in there.
People
Thank you, Hacker Motors, for getting me my switches. I appreciate that. Yeah, it was awesome. I appreciate that a ton. So thank you for that. So we've got, they also sent me the little doohickey switch, or the nut wrench. We should use the appropriate names. So here's a short 3-position switch. So that one is going on SA. There's a long 2-position, which could go here, but I don't think I'm going to use that one. This is the one I think I'm going to put in this spot. So this is one that is spring-loaded like this in one direction, and it's a switch in the other direction. So that one's kind of neat. There's our locking switch, and there's a long 3-position switch. The reason,
interesting. Spring on one side and the clip.
yeah,
Wow.
the reason I got these ones is just so we've got other options for this switch, in case I want to do this as a 2-position switch like I've always had it, or have a standard 3-position. So that's why we got those
That is
ones too.
super neat. I've never seen that.
So first thing we need to do is we need to take off this little Seacraft thing, because that prevents us from pulling the nut off. So that's step number one.
Yeah, you have your
That's not a stock thing, but it's,
neural thing too, yes.
I just had it on there just for the on-off function.
Hacker is good stuff, I guess.
Yes, it is.
So that's good. Before we do any of this stuff with the nut and everything, we're going to take the back plate off. So the back plate is all Torx screws. And it should be not that one.
Victor says he doesn't know if anybody saw it, but he did his F-16 maiden.
I did see your pictures, Victor. Congratulations.
Yeah, congrats, Vic.
How did everything go with it? I'm curious. So it's a T9 is the size. The radios come with the proper wrench, but it's easier just to use this guy. Cool thing with the backplate design now is, we've covered this in previous videos, but it's got like contacts here. So there's no cables or anything. So when this backplate is when we're loose, the whole backplate comes off and there is nothing holding that backplate on. On the previous Gen 1s, there was cables joining the backplate to the radio. Not that that's really a huge deal, but serviceability in situations like this, it does make a difference.
Victor said, just cold and windy.
Cold and windy.
Uneventful maiden.
For the Californians, yes, cold and windy.
Yeah, for them?
Yeah.
You should come up here, it's like 0 degrees and we think it's warm for the end
Actually,
of February.
you know, I think that size is wrong. I think it's a T8. The T9 works, but
Is it the T8?
the T8 I think is the right size.
I didn't know they were that small. Tiny.
Yeah, not T7. Yeah,
That's
T8,
better.
that's right.
You're just like a half size too big.
So as soon as I undo that screw, you can see it's
Oh yeah, because that's the
spring loader, right? That's where this is where the contacts are that join the back plate to the front.
I guess for the Montana one, I guess the president doesn't like doing the event. And that's what Klaus mentioned.
No, there was a couple of them I actually talked to, the flyers there, that really didn't mind us being there. So.
Well, yeah, no, it's the club politics, and I think, let
Yes,
Klaus
and Kelly
Klaus and buddies
was
deal
there
with them.
long
And,
enough, yeah.
yeah.
All right, so when you pull the back plate off,
Nice.
that's it. So your contact points are right here. So this joins up with that guy right there, which obviously makes all your switches and buttons and everything back here work.
Goes through that circuit board.
Yeah, so super cool. That's what it looks like. And then so here is
Wow.
the layout. So the switches are insanely simple to change. So what holds these switches in is the nut. So for example, this guy here, when I changed it out, I undid the nut and the switch pops out and the little pins just separate from the circuit board. Previously on the Gen 1s, there's a ribbon cable like this for every one of those switches.
Yeah.
So you'd have to route the ribbon cable, plug it in, and it's fine, but this is just a little bit more refined and, as you'll see, easier to switch. SD card isn't buried in the radio, so that's the SD card right there, and just gorgeous. Just beautiful when you see the inside of this thing. You can see down there, that's the antenna. Well, that's Mr. Jet Guy. So there's the Wi-Fi antenna right there.
Hello, sir.
Yeah, so there she is.
Yes, unplug the power.
Unplug the power, why?
Before you put your fingers in there.
All right, and a note from Jedi Master.
So you won't get there.
Unplug your power. There we go. Power's unplugged. And we'll make this easier and just take the battery off. So there we go.
Just put it right there. Let everybody hear him.
There we go. So that's what the radio looks like. So just getting our switches organized here.
As a reminder, Russell.
What?
Yeah, once you plug the power back in, you have to go to config and set the date and time. Otherwise, the logs will be off.
Yes, exactly.
Okay, perfect.
The times I've done it on my old one, same thing. Always. Hey, thanks, David.
Okay, thank you.
Right.
Good luck.
Bye.
Okay, bye.
So here's our, this is what I use for smoke. This is what I would use for buddy box sometimes. So this one is spring loaded in the up position. The replacement switch is going to sit like this in there. And this is spring loaded in the up position, but still has a 2-position switch at the bottom.
So you could actually put 2 devices on that.
Well, you could do it, one of the things David does is he does like parking brake
Yeah,
and then
makes sense.
pulse, right? So it allows you more options. So what I'm thinking about doing is like smoke, for example, you can either have smoke on as in the down position. You can also have smoke on if you want to just hold it. So if you're in a maneuver and you want to just do smoke, you just pull up.
Oh, yeah.
And then the off position is the middle, right?
Because I was going to just move smoke on here. On
Yeah. Or if I'm doing a buddy box, I can have holding up and it's spring loaded off.
Yes, so that control and release. And
Yeah,
go
so
back.
this
That's actually a really nice switch.
Yeah, so it made a lot of sense to go that route. Now, it comes in a couple different ways, right? So this switch here, which is spring loaded up, is this guy right here. So it is replacement switch 1 spring up, down 3 position. Just so you can see the actual numbers there. That is what that switch actually is. So let's do, so that one's 3 position, that one's already done.
So you got to undo this neural nut here first.
Well, we've got our front switch here, which is our on-off switch. So we're going to do that one first.
Oh yeah, to put it to the safety.
To put it to the locking switch.
I like how they did that. Made a little circuit board in there. That makes a lot of sense.
So all of the switches are super simple to get to.
You got it right there. Yep.
So the on-off switch is going to be this guy right down there. So we'll just take our nut tool. Now I had one previously, but it was a Futaba one, and then every time I used it on this radio, it would
Bar it.
it would bar. Well, no, it would barf all over the radio.
Oh really?
No, it was
It's a Jeti thing. I know.
it was missing one of its little tabs, so it was wrecking my little nuts.
I actually bought one of those a little while ago.
So the nut's off, and then now all we do is it's
Pushing.
incredibly simple. Like
Oh.
that's it.
So it comes
then-
out that easy.
Yeah.
Oh jeez.
So there's our 2-position long switch, and we're going to replace it with a 2-position short switch.
Sorry, guys, I'm not reading a lot of the questions. I'm telling Jonathan a lot of the questions because I'd like to have him concentrate on his radio work here. So we'll sort of go through them after he's all done.
Master stick ends? Yeah, the R Radio Master stick ends.
Yeah.
He had, yes.
Yeah.
He borrowed them from the...
Yeah, the Radio Master stick ends are awesome. They're super grippy.
They're like a, how would you say, like about an 80 grip on your finger.
Well, they're just like, they're like little shark's teeth on the top.
And right here, too.
And then the sides are just crazy grippy. So
They're really...
I took these from my red radio, my shop radio, and then I took some of the purple ones, put it on my shop radio. I think Stacy ordered me some black ones maybe. So the black ones will come back on here, but yeah, I love these sticks. They're great. So the locking switch is in place, right? We've got it pushed into the circuit board. Now we just take our nut,
Put it back over top.
and it helps if you get the switch centered.
So it can run the nut.
Yeah, Klaus says he has a park brake on his.
Yeah.
He says,
On his slider.
Best stick ends ever. Yes, Klaus, I agree.
So now we'll just do our nut up.
My V-bar has a half a spring.
There we go. So one switch done. So locking switch is done.
On-off power. Good.
Now we'll do this switch here, which is our fancy switch. I'm going to call it fancy switch. How's the position there?
Good.
Need a shot of
Yeah, you keep on,
swig of Coke here.
you keep on sneaking back closer and closer to the camera. You got to stay over
Well,
there.
that's what happens.
I know.
So that's a two-way, and this is a three-way. Okay. It's amazing they can get 6,200 milliamps out of that small battery.
Sheldon Campbell
There we
saying,
go.
come to Jets over the Rockies, May 29th to 31st. Near Denver.
That sounds like a possibility.
It's starting to sound more viable and viable now. If we can't
Is that
go there-
Sheldon?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Hey
that's-
Sheldon, can you message me the name and the details for that, please? I would appreciate it.
That's the one that Chris Kaiser always flies at, right? Yes.
That's the Billings one, I think.
Well, that's Billings. Okay.
So maybe I'll do a close-up here of this guy coming out. So you can see there the nuts. Oh, how about that? You can see there the nuts off, right? And trying to do this with one hand.
Just push.
There we go. So it is literally that simple. And then helps if you have two hands.
Need a small
Well,
device.
no, he keeps
us
on
stats.
grabbing things away, you know, not letting the cameraman do his job. He's trying to be the director and everything, that all in one. Nick even told me I was supposed to stand my ground. I can't, he hits too hard.
It's this one. Right? Or is it this one?
There we go.
There we go.
So putting it back in.
And always make sure the orientation.
Well, yeah, you've only got one orientation, right? That's why the switch is kind of critical. Like this one, because it's spring-loaded up and switched down, like there's no way to reverse it, right? It's the way it is the way it is. So
That's interesting. You say Dave puts parking brake on that because then he assigns like 30% brake.
well, this is
application on
a pulse, right?
that. Yeah, but
So
when-
you can pulse and you can do parking brake, or you
That's
can do
neat.
parking brake there.
That's neat.
Lots of
thinking-
options.
Good thinking, Dave. Love
Well,
your,
it says the
love your
Billings, the
thinking.
Billings field is only, runway is only 500 feet.
Yeah, that's right.
Ooh, that's a tight.
There we go.
Nick just says duck.
Nice.
Looks nice.
I like that. Okay, and then our last one is this one, which is our 3-position switch, which is this guy. So this is the 2-position I robbed from this side, and I want to have that as a 3-position again.
They are very simple and straightforward with these switches. It's nice.
Yeah,
You're not doing a lot of
it's
They
really
made
not
it
wiring
easier.
or
It's not daunting.
They made it easier because then the other one, my GS2, I actually put the ribbon in the wrong way. Didn't work.
yeah.
Right, so I had to take the ribbon back out and put it back in the other way.
Yeah, and the ribbons are pretty delicate.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and if you gotta be nice on the pressurizing
Yeah.
on them because you gotta walk them in evenly. You can't just walk them in sideways. These are they've taken that factor right out. I like this.
They're making it simpler, it looks like, to work with.
Not only that, take a look at the quality of the solder joints. They're nice and silver. They're not like cold solder joints. Like you're never going to get an issue with that at all. That's beautiful soldering. Just.
And they've got a couple cool things here. Is the holes up top are a little bit oblong,
So you can wiggle.
so you can actually wiggle it in there and get it in place.
That makes sense. Just about there. A little more. There you go.
Looking at the
It's birthing.
looking at the board. That's all. Here we
It's
go.
there. Yeah, they made the opening, but when that knurl nut, that setting nut goes down, it actually pulls it and centers it in on the seat.
David, he's come back. We just figured out a solution for the Montana Glacier RC Field.
Nice.
We will fly to Remember Kelly. Same dates. Jet quality is top notch. Both Dad and I were impressed with how well built they are.
Both what? Jeti?
Jeti quality.
Jeti.
You said jet quality. And
Jeti.
I'm going like,
I know.
Well, as soon as you turn it back on, as soon as you plug your power back in, the radio turns on. So
and then it also tells you that you've also changed.
yes, control
switches.
layout has changed. So I'm going to be careful with this.
0%.
So it tells you that your control layout has changed. So we're just going to hit
You can lay it against
OK.
Hello Magic. Happy flying. Flight mode 1. PDX.
There we go. So I'm going to turn this off. We're going to put the back plate on, then we'll go back in and I'll show you guys what's going on here.
Put the date, fix the date and time and everything.
Yes.
because that's a big thing with logging.
So that's all done. Our nuts are all tight. And
It could be a joke in there somewhere.
it could be. So yeah, so that is, yeah, there's nothing else to do there. Oh, the other thing that I liked was, this is kind of a me thing, but if you look here, I think the G1, you can do this, but if you look here, you can see the hex heads there and there. So with my hand the way it is, I actually like my throttle stick to be not 100% parallel, and this is going to be super small. It's actually about like 3 or 4 degrees
Turned.
angled this way.
Yeah.
And that's just something small that I did in there. So it's almost not even visible, but like it's a couple degrees like that.
Because it's the
And
way
it's
your
easy to
hand,
change.
when your thumb's going up and down.
Yeah,
That's true too.
Yeah.
I should do that to mine because it gives it a more smoother.
well, you just got to be, you got to pay attention to that stuff, right? If you're not paying attention to it and you're like, well, how come every time I add throttle, my rudder
It
goes, or
it
vice
wanders.
versa.
Yeah.
So now we'll put our screws back in. No Loctite on this.
Exactly right. Yeah. Okay. What is this?
Yeah, they're talking about the thing that David is setting up there. And David is going to get memberships so you are legal to fly regardless of event status.
Perfect.
Well, hey Klaus, here's a question. Can we join that Glacier
That's
club?
what I think. That's
That's
what
what they're
David's
talking about.
Because you got me in. I'll pay my dues. It's just like how I feel like about Saskatoon, just to be a member there.
So where's Montana Glacier Field?
That's the field.
it's Whitefish.
Oh, the same place.
Whitefield. That's all they call it, is the glacial.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and then we can.
Yeah, because like I say, I do agree. It would be great to fly for Kelly,
Oh yeah, a flying tribute for Kelly the whole week.
especially if we can especially if we can get enough guys together to do a pilot send off. You have 5, 6 planes, and then the lead one goes up, and the other ones break off.
Yeah, the missing man,
Yeah, the missing man formation.
just like they did in Maverick when
Yeah, do the missing man.
when
But
Ice died.
they do that with all the pilots.
That was really moving in that movie when they did that. That was, I'm like, I was getting choked up.
All right, so last screw on the back plate.
David says usually a good idea to check the switches before putting the back plate on.
Yes.
Too
Well-
late, David.
I'm going to assume that they work. It's Jeti quality, so they'll work.
Optional, he says.
Hello Magic.
Hello,
Happy
Magic.
flying. Flight mode 1. PDX.
I'll let you organize the camera since you're the cameraman.
Okay, let me just come over to you here.
All right, so now we're going to check our date and time and everything. So system,
I'm just gonna go over here, the lights blurring out the screen here. There we go.
configuration. Yeah, see, so we're back to probably when the radio was made.
24 probably.
So let's change this. 25. We are 125, I think, right?
Yep.
I think so.
Yep. And then time, our current time is 8 o'clock, bang on. 24-hour clock, so that is what, 18?
2000.
20. If you do that, I don't. don't like that.
I always
24
work on
o'clock.
that. I always work on that 24-hour clock.
I don't, but
I don't.
20 exactly.
I can
Professional.
understand it. I always have to carry
Or
that.
professional bus drivers?
Professional
Oh
people.
yeah,
Oh,
well,
here we go.
Professional people work on the 24-hour clock so you don't get the mistake.
Yeah.
We'll be there at
Shit's
7.
really getting thick.
because it's really hard to say AM and PM, isn't it?
That's too much work.
Yeah, too much work. Too much work for you professional bus drivers.
And business people.
Yeah, no,
True business people.
yeah, listen to you. So there we go. So that's good.
Gyro on.
Well, all my other switches are going to be fine because I didn't really change anything. The only other one is the on-off switch. So let's go in and see.
Sheldon Campbell. Checking switches is like reading instructions. Optional.
So yeah, that switch still works, of course. Just this switch is still operating the on-off switch exactly like the 2-position switch. It's just the lock function
it's
is
a
all.
safety
Yeah,
switch.
so yeah, it's totally fine. Cool. That was interesting.
That's,
So yeah, that is.
Dragon Killer uses
That's
a
it.
24-hour clock all the time.
Cool.
What's your phone doing? Somebody phoning me.
yeah.
It's like
Little bubble
it's like
shooter.
magic.
Yes.
Oh.
It's my,
Yeah, it goes
it's my
green.
girlfriend. She's
Really?
texted me.
Do you need a room?
No. Don't do that sort of stuff over line.
All right, let's flip this around.
Close room to
There we go. All right, guys. So that is how easy it is to switch switches on the Jeti DS24G2. I'm gonna take a quick
Gander at all the
gander
comments?
through here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you want to go through?
Got some old
You got to go back quite a ways if you want to get them all, because
I'll just give a gander through here.
they're doing a lot of talking
Oh, so
about.
David's going to get membership, so if you're all legal to fly regardless of event status, perfect. That's exactly it.
That'd be
my
good.
ANA membership.
Yes, it'd be nice
He
to
does too.
go to Montana again. I
No,
really
it's
would like to.
like a club field, like you buy a membership at the field.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, if you guys have any questions that I missed, let me know. I'm not going to scroll through
Yeah,
them
well,
all.
I'll also ask some questions about the 15,
Well, yeah, if you guys have questions about the 15, let me know.
and I just let them go.
The unboxing, of course, was aired today, but just gorgeous plane. Really cool changes and updates on the 15 too. It was really nice to see. Just some, and it's super basic things, but the I'll get to, perfect. Thank you for the fuel capacity. Like the locks on the wings, the quick releases. There was the gear locks as well too. So the locks on the gears, they didn't do as like a separate air cylinder. It's all built into the main. I covered that in the video. Super cool. Capacity on the 15, I haven't done checks on the tanks yet, but I think based on the shape of the tanks, the long tanks, I think they look like they're A10 tanks, which should be 4 liters each. And then the 2 saddle tanks are probably 2.5, maybe 3 liters each. So you're probably 6.5 to 7 liters per engine, which is awesome for 240s. You'll be able to fly that plane for comfortably 8 minutes and have lots of time still for landing. And yeah, I think that is going to be, I mean, unboxing that plane, that has been one of the best Skymaster planes that I've unboxed to date. And I was really impressed with it.
Too bad
yeah,
you
they
couldn't get the bags for it. Fuel bags.
Oh, fuel bags.
Fuel
No.
bags.
So the thing about fuel bags is you only do them to save weight, right?
Yeah.
Like so, like you do them in a vectored thrust plane because you want to eliminate a pound of tank weight.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay.
To do them in this plane, it totally doesn't make sense because you'd save, let's say, 1.5 pounds, and you've increased complexity. The tanks on this plane are conformal, so they fit into a specific space.
Yeah.
So then you can't do a bladder tank there because the bladder tanks need to be floating and not
Okay.
contacting anything.
Oh, okay.
really?
So that's why they don't work.
Contour 'em.
That's why they don't
Okay.
work for a lot of scenarios, right? Like if you think about the the Picaro 2.0 that we built
Yeah.
with conformal fuel tanks that
Yeah.
go beside the intakes.
Yeah.
There's no possible way without completely changing the inside of that fuselage to put a fuel bag in there.
And you couldn't put them in a wing, could you? Like, that's
No,
where-
because they can't contact anything.
Okay, so
You get vibration. and
They have to be floating.
floating.
Yeah,
Okay.
so it's kind of a very specific thing. So
Oh, okay. I didn't know that. That's good to know.
How you vibrate, or the vibration will just, over time, will actually go through the outer layer, and then once you,
yeah.
it won't take long to get to the inner layer, and then you've got a huge mess.
Okay, so fuel capacity for 15, we covered that. Yes, I saw the, well, I haven't watched the video yet, but I saw the big plane that Rami's doing for Tyler. Super cool to see that. The thing is a monster. I'll probably watch that tonight or tomorrow.
Yeah, you better watch that.
Yeah, the fuel capacity for this is, I think 7 liters is outstanding for a 240 size engine, so it's going to be awesome.
That's never going to be flown at 3/4 throttle anyways. That thing will be like a...
Yes, Chad, thank you for your help. The crate alone, we've got goats. The crate is now living with the goats. It's actually a shelter for the goats. The crate is like 400 pounds and the plane is like 50. So I'm glad Chad was here because he's much stronger than I am. And he basically manhandled that crate like it's nobody's business. I stood there and watched, and he basically hauled the thing in by himself. So, yeah, there we go. Yeah, it's a big plane, really is. The gun, perfect spot for a pitot tube as well too. For all you people that don't suspect or don't think that we can put a pitot tube there.
And you could actually extend it out if you wanted to use the secondary.
I'm gonna flip you around here.
Yes. You could easily cut out one of those middles.
Yeah, so like we would probably put the pitot tube right there in the gun, which is awesome. That's going to be super cool. And it's funny, you look down the intake.
It just goes,
Go to the tail cone for
it
it.
just goes way back there. Hello?
Yeah, like it's so long.
Oh, it is.
And if you, so just stand right, put your hand right here. So that is the location of the engine compared to the intake. So you're back about 6 feet,
So you
7
probably
feet.
got a 3 foot, 4 foot, 4.5 foot area of air
Yeah.
coming in.
And then nice, well, relatively short pipes.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Which is
'cause they're
awesome.
only going to be just bang. I was mentioning, it's just like, it looks like the Rebel Hot length of pipe in the back.
Smooth Dave said, "How much space is in the inside?" Unboxing, it looks like the plane is so simple compared to the F-14. Yes, that's one of the things about the F-15s. I've never built an F-15 that was easy to install equipment. This one's going to be no different. Even though the thing is huge, if you look at the layout on this, there is no access points.
There's no panels.
Zero access points, right? So the only access points we have are the engine hatches. So we're going to do all of our fueling and stuff through the engine hatch. You've got the air brake and that cover plate, but no access while you're flying. So it actually works really well for our normal Bluetooth setup. No access there. And then you can also do your nose cone. But I'm not a huge fan of doing nose cone stuff. So obviously this may change. We may put our fueling and stuff up here, but I would rather have it at the back if possible. So it's still up in the air, of course, nothing's written in stone. But yeah, the F-15 is really tough to install things in. Now, of course, this one, there's lots of room, but there's very little access to those areas, which makes it a challenge always. So, Mistel7 said, "Is the pitot tube reading influenced at all by engine suction?" So when the plane, what I've found is when the plane is sitting on the ground, running, you'll see a speed. So like all of our pitot tubes here, we hide the static, thank you. Yes. We hide the static ports inside the fuselage, and we don't actually use the static ports, so we're only using the outside one. And now if the sensor's sitting right here, the sensor is just open to static air. So sometimes you'll get, if there's no wind and the plane's sitting on the ground, and the engine's creating suction, you might see like 20 miles an hour or something like that.
On the pitot tube.
On the pitot tube. So the one thing about the pitot tube for our installs is generally the purpose of them is for landing. So the actual, I mean, obviously we want it to be accurate, but the actual number really doesn't matter as much. I don't know how to say that properly. My Rebel Classic as an example. Landing phase, full flaps down, gear down. As long as you keep that thing above 60 miles an hour, it will not stall. So, well, I proved last year at Montana Jets that you can get down to about 32 miles an hour and then it'll drop a wing.
Yeah.
Yeah, so like landing phase, I just keep it at 70. So you're like half stick, cruising around 70 miles an hour, the plane's rock solid. So that's really when we use the pitot tubes for. It's so valuable. Like my Rebel Classic has it, the Atom has it, the BDX S has it. My big BDX is going to get a pitot tube. That's one of the changes I'm going to make when I put the smoke system in there and the lights. I'm going to add a pitot tube to the front. The Rebel Hot will also have a pitot tube, so you know it's such a valuable thing. Scale planes, probably even more valuable than a sports jet. Once you get that stall speed dialed in, you know, let's say the stall speed on the F-15 is 80 miles an hour. Yeah. You know, in your landing phase, you keep it at 100. I'm just making up numbers, guys, but it just keeps it so much easier in the landing phase. Yeah, I love it. I learned that from David as well too. Yes. That's the first time I ever had it on my plane was, I think the Rebel Classic was my first plane with the pitot tube on it, yeah. I believe.
No.
Oh.
That Dart?
No, I had, yeah, but the Rebel Classic's my oldest plane that I still have with the pitot tube.
On the Diamond. Did you have it on the?
I had it on the Diamond, but I didn't use it in landing phase.
Right.
Because I didn't know how to set that all up with JR, right?
Oh yeah. Oh God,
so, yeah. So I did have a pitot tube on the Diamond, but it was more for high speed than anything. So.
Yeah, just see how fast it can go.
Yeah, exactly.
It went really fast, and also reading the ground real fast too.
Yeah. So Smooth Dave said I haven't really found pitot tubes to be good for anything other than landing. Yeah, and that. I mean, my top speed, I don't really care. We don't have limits in Canada, so it doesn't really matter.
Top speed means nothing.
Yeah, so, yeah. I mean, if you build a super fast sports jet, cool. Yeah. But, I mean, the Atom's going to be fast, sort of.
It will.
I don't think it'll break any speed records, but it'll be fast.
There's only going to be a limitation of how fast the airframe can
Yeah, it's pretty girthy, so.
Yeah.
All right, well, I think that is kind of coming to the end of things, guys. If you have any final questions, ask away.
Please do.
This was a cool live. Tons of fun to actually have some stuff set up and ready to go. The Rebel Hot was, love it, beautiful. Very impressed with it. I'm excited for that. That Rebel Hot is gorgeous, so yeah.
Yeah. Now you can calm down.
Yeah, I missed the Diamond too, actually, a lot. So I've thought a couple times about ordering another one, but I haven't, so. David said it helps me when I get over 250 mile per hour. It calls excessive speed. What? You don't have any planes that do that?
No.
Awesome. Cool. Thanks, guys. Have a good night. Thanks for tuning into the live. We'll see you in 2 weeks, I think.
February.
I think we'll be here for 2 weeks from now. We have some stuff scheduled in February, some trips. A trip. So anyways, I think that works. Marcelo, one last question here. Is it better to hide the static port on the pitot tube? Accuracy-wise, no. But I don't want a tube sticking out like this on my plane. So
just
bumped and jarred.
Yeah,
that's
all the time.
Thing.
Exactly. So that's why we do it the way we do it, because it's this tiny little thing sticking out that is not going to get wrecked.
It's only like 3 millimeters that sits out. It's not nothing.
Awesome. Thanks, guys. Have a good night, and we will see you next time.
Have a good night.